The likelihood of a fight with you and Terence Crawford, it would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and we're gonna know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
Terence,
when are you going to be in a camp? I know you're
in camp, training camp in March.
Okay, so
at the beginning of the middle of the
Canelo at anything Riyadh season. He wasn't at the sort of the ring relaunch, if you like, a couple of weeks ago in Saudi. So he's almost kept his distance from it. We haven't sort of any connection between Canelo and Saudi Arabia. So I didn't expect him to be there. And when he was there, I was like, okay, this is interesting. We might get Canelo Crawford. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh my God, we might get.
The likelihood of a fight with you and Terence Crawford would be one of the biggest in boxing. We don't talking about yet about the fight. We meet and know each other, and then we want to see what happened. Terence Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez, two of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of our time, are officially set to square off this September during Mexico's Independence Day weekend. The announcement alone has stirred up a frenzy among fans and critics alike, but let's be honest. This isn't just a fight, it's a spectacle, it's legacy on the line, and of course it's about jaw-dropping pay-per-view numbers and ticket sales. When are you going to be in a camp on? No, you come in March, at the beginning of the middle of the February. Haven't seen Canelo at anything rad season. He wasn't at the sort of the ring relaunch, if you like, couple of weeks ago in Saudi, so he's almost kept his distance from it. We haven't sort of any connection between Canelo and Saudi Arabia, so I didn't expect him to be there, and when he was there I was like, okay, this is interesting, we might get Conor Crawford. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh my God, we might get Con Crawford. But amid all the buzz, the sheer audacity of this matchup raises a simple question: how is this even fair? Crawford, the welterweight genius who's yet to be beaten at 147 pounds, is moving up 21 pounds. To face a super middleweight powerhouse. Canelo can balloon up post-weigh-in while Crawford steps into the ring looking like the underdog in a Hollywood script. Let's unpack this madness. One of the top 5 fights that he wants to see this year. Is that a fight that you're considering now? We'll see. Every handful for Crawford to call you out at 68, say that he can beat you at this weight. No, you know, everybody wants to fight with me, so it's fine. That being a biggest fight possible in boxing. Is that something you'd actually be interested in? You know, it's crazy when you asking about that, because you say, your mile is coming other weight classes, and he's welterweight, so don't make sense. Canelo Alvarez, with a record of 6,222.39 KOs, isn't just a fighter, he's a boxing chameleon. Starting his career as a super welterweight, he climbed the weight divisions like he was trying to collect infinity stones. By 2021 he made history as the first undisputed 4-belt super middleweight champion, defeating everyone who dared step into the ring. I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what, you're 23. That's so, A__A. Young. What was that like? I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him, because you know, if you beat him you want to be the best in the world. Remember when he coached Sergey Kovalev to grab a light heavyweight belt in 2019? Yeah, that's the kind of power he's bringing now. He's sitting pretty at 668 pounds, a division he has no plans of leaving for anyone, not even Crawford. Beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feat. Number 2, on the other hand, we have Terence "Bud" Crawford, the undefeated enigma of the welterweight division, boasting a pristine 410-31 KOs record. Crawford's brilliance lies in his versatility, orthodox southpaw, inside fighting, or long-range sniping. The man does it all. He became the first undisputed welterweight champion in the 4-belt era in 2023 after a dominant performance against Errol Spence Jr., following it up with another masterclass against Israel Madoff at 154 PBS in 2024, but now he's leaping to 168 pounds to face a fighter who eats up light heavyweights for breakfast. Let's not forget the weight issue. A 14 pounds jump might not sound like much to the uninitiated, but in boxing it's a mountain. Crawford isn't just entering unfamiliar territory, he's invading Canelo's fortress. Historically, the numbers are stacked against such moves. Boxers attempting massive jumps often find themselves overwhelmed by their opponent's sheer size and power. In fact, CompuBox data shows Canelo lands 42.5% of his power punches, many of which are devastating body shots. Crawford, while highly accurate at 46 7% power punch accuracy has never ever faced someone with Canelo's sheer strength. There's loads of things going around at the moment, including a big clash with Canelo Alvarez. Can you tell us what's going on in that situation, and can that happen next? We shall see. And then there's the rehydration clause, or lack thereof. In plain English, Canelo can bulk up as much as he pleases after the weigh-in, likely entering the ring close to 180 pounds. Crawford meanwhile will be adjusting to an entirely new weight class where even the punches feel like bricks. Some might call this unfair, others might call it smart business. Either way, it's a serious advantage for Canelo. Speaking of business, let's talk numbers. This fight is expected to generate over $200 million in revenue, with pay-per-view sales projected to break records. Canelo's fights are cash machines. His 2018 showdown with Needy Golovin generated 1 million PPV buys, while Crawford's stock soared after his out with Spence, which garnered 650,000 buys. Together, their combined star power could set a new standard for revenue in boxing. Tickets for the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, where the fight will take place, are already the most coveted item since Taylor Swift. Tickets to come my way and me him in the ring, then there'll be an electric firing fight. But not everyone is thrilled. Mike Tyson, the man who knows a thing or two about big fights, didn't hold back. "I don't like this fight," Tyson said bluntly. "The weight difference is just too much. It's not right." And he has a point. History is littered with examples of smaller fighters biting off more than they can chew. Remember Roy Jones Jr.'s jump to heavyweight while he beat John Ruiz in 2003. The toll it took on his body was evident when he returned to light heavyweight. Still, Crawford isn't one to back down. This is a man who thrives on silencing doubters. In 2018 he moved up to 147 pounds and dismantled Jeff Horn to claim the WBO title. Critics doubted his ability to adapt to a higher weight class, and he made them eat their words. Andre Ward, a former pound-for-pound king, described Crawford as a master at dissecting his opponents, but dissecting a natural super middleweight, that's an entirely different story. The timing of this fight is no coincidence. Mexico's Independence Day weekend has become synonymous with Canelo's biggest bouts, from his trilogy fight with Golovkin to his 2022 clash against Caleb Plant. The atmosphere in Las Vegas will be electric, with Mexican fans rallying behind their hero, while Crawford supporters hope for an upset of epic proportions. It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it be a well, but what's the end game here for Canelo? This fight is a chance to prove that he's untouchable. Beating Crawford would silence any whispers of cherry-picking or dodging tough opponents. A loss, however, could tarnish his legacy, with critics pointing to the smaller size of his opponent. For Crawford, this is the ultimate risk-reward scenario. Why? And he's immortalized as one of the greatest fighters in history. Lose, and the narrative becomes one of ambition outstripping ability. The build-up to this fight will be nothing short of dramatic. Analysts will debate every possible outcome, trainers will craft meticulous strategies, and fans will eagerly wait to see if Crawford can overcome the odds. Will his speed and technical brilliance outshine Canelo's power and experience, or will the Mexican icon once again prove that size matters in boxing? As we inch closer to September, one thing is clear: this isn't just a fight, it's a cultural event, a clash of styles, and a testament to the allure of boxing's biggest challenges. Whether you love it or hate it, Crawford vs. Canelo is a fight no one will forget. A great fighter, but for me in my weight class, it's an easy fight for me. Is see money, so if the money is right, I'm mean, because you know I don't like to fight guys like Graffle, because move. Boxing fans worldwide are buzzing with excitement as Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford edge closer to a historic showdown. Saudi boxing chief Turki Alik has revealed that an official offer will soon be made to finalize this epic bout scheduled for 2025. The fight is anticipated to be one of the biggest events in boxing history. Canelo Alvarez, once the undisputed WBA, WBC, IBF and WBO super middleweight champion, has faced recent challenges. He was stripped of his IBF title after choosing to fight Edgar Berlanga on September 14 instead of his mandatory challenger William Skull. This decision cost him his undisputed status, but Canelo remains the WBA, WBC and WBO king at super middleweight. Despite this setback, the Mexican superstar continues to dominate his division and is preparing to defend his crown in Las Vegas. On the other hand, Terence Crawford is riding high on his recent achievements. He became the undisputed WBA, WBC IBF and WBO welterweight champion last year and is now stepping up to super welterweight to challenge Israel Madrimov for the WBA title. This fight set for next weekend in Los Angeles is part of the Riyadh season card organized by 11 Alec to promote Saudi Arabia as a global boxing destination. Crawford's ambitions and Alil Sheikh's vision have aligned, promising a massive future for the sport in the region. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws. The potential fight between Canelo and Crawford presents a unique challenge due to their weight class differences. Bridging the 14 lbs gap will be no small feat, but both fighters have shown incredible versatility throughout their careers. Alil Sheikh is committed to making this dream fight a reality, stating he will offer Canelo a fair price to secure the deal. However, he has warned Canelo to keep his financial demands reasonable, ensuring the negotiations remain smooth. This fight is not just about titles, it's about legacy. If both fighters emerge victorious in their upcoming bouts, their clash